Retired after one fight. Hilmer Kinty had a detached retina in 1981. 1 year later, he came back and retired after the first fight. Jorge Ayumada, a detached retina, successful surgery. His manager urged him to retire. He had one more fight, was hit once, and did not fight again. Johnny Pearsall, who was a very good light heavyweight prospect, waited 1 year, had a comeback, saw double, and stopped his career. Harold Weston was beating Tommy Hearns when he saw a light splash. That was after a retina operation, and he retired. Those are the people that preceded Sugar Ray Leonard into the ring after retinal surgery.
So far, we really honestly can't say that we've noted him overprotecting the eye. He hasn't really been hit many times there at all.
Sugar Ray Leonard working on Howard now with the jab, and I think you're right, Larry. Sugar Ray is in something of a rhythm right now, although he took a left hand. And Sugar Ray Leonard is bothering Kevin Howard right now. Not damaging punches, but pesky.
What this kind of tactic can do is to frustrate Howard, and perhaps he would open himself up for a bigger punch.
Leonard trying to come over with the right hand was short.
Started out to be an event, but it's a fight now.
Come back with left hooks. Got it now? You're better off working on your hook. Speed, work on your hook. Hit the right hand. Unless you bury it to the body, come back with a hook. Come on, deep breath. Come on, Ray. The guy's not a nice.
There is a look.
There you see the thumbless glove.
Okay. Deep breath.
A lot of people were saying that it could be really restricting on your hand over a period of 10 or 15 rounds.
They've had success with it in New York, where for several years it's been mandatory for preliminary fighters and in small fights. There hasn't been a single retinal detachment or serious eye injury since they were used.
And so we come to the 7th round. Remember, this is a 10-rounder. And Kevin Howard comes out quickly.
Kevin Howard can still win this fight, obviously, but already he has scored something of a triumph. Russell Peltz, his promoter from Philadelphia and Atlantic City, said if he went 6 rounds, it would up his price. He would suddenly become a viable opponent for other named welterweights. He's making the most of his opportunity.
Actually, there's a little bit of redness on the cheek of Sugar Ray Leonard. Doesn't appear to be swollen very much, and I doubt very much that it would cause him any problem at all. Angelo Dundee trying to tell Sugar Ray Leonard to go to the body and then come back with the hook. And so far here in this round, Leonard has been unable to do so. Leonard's timing is a little bit off, to be sure. An uppercut.
Angelo Dundee yelling for him to go to the body. Suddenly he's flat-footed this round, Leonard, after being on his toes through much of the last round.
Bring him up, bring him up.
Once again, he appears ready to try to land something very heavy.
Took a right hand. I think his foot slipped from under him more than he was hurt. And there was a little swelling on the right cheek of Sugar Ray Leonard. men seem to have slowed a step here. Three-punch combination, two to the body and the left hand to the chin. And there was a good right hand by Leonard. Once more, Kevin Howard quick with a counterpunch.
Interestingly enough, that was perhaps Leonard's best right hand of the fight, and Howard didn't even blink.
All of the camp followers of Sugar Ray Leonard have been saying that he appears to be a lot stronger now than he was before the retirement. So far, that has not been borne out. There was another good right hand. That's slowed Kevin Howard for a moment. Howard still right in his face. Exchange of left hands.
Once again, Leonard appears to think that he has Howard measured.
Okay. And they are jaw to jaw once more. Gamesmanship.
Get up a little too high, okay? Okay, baby? Okay.
Get down a little bit. When you cross, you get his heavy arm good. Lean him sometimes when he leans to his right. See, when he leans to his right, you put the left hand in back to the right. That's swing him up.
Good work.
Nah, not yet.
Let's see if we can catch a view of a good combination that Leonard landed in that round. There you see him spinning away from a right hand. There's a right hand flush on the jaw. And Howard is still coming.
Go to work. Get up, right?
Get up, right.
When he misses, make him pay.
Well, Angelo Dundee still talking counter punches. He said when he misses, make him pay. Leonard came out with a quick left hand to start the 8th round. Conditioning is going to be a factor in this fight. This is not yet a gimme for Sugar Ray Leonard.
Keep him turning. Keep him turning. Dig now. Dig in now. Dig. Dig. Come on.
It isn't a gimme, but if he does go on to win, it will tell Ray Leonard exactly where he is and what he has to do in the future to get back to being the Ray Leonard we remember.
It's been a very, very good test. Howard continues on the attack in Leonard's face. Leonard stepped away with the left hand, got out of there. 2 minutes to go. Leonard, a good body shot that time, and that did hurt Kevin Howard. But Howard's still right in his face. A little bit of blood showing now on the cheek of Sugar Ray Leonard. Again, it's below the eye, on the cheek.
And remember, it was the left eye of Ray Leonard that had the detached retina. The right eye also was treated, but that's not where the real problem is, or was. Ray still has confidence in his quickness, as you can see from how low he holds his hands, trying to bait Howard into making a mistake.
That combination was caught in the gloves of Kevin Howard. A right hand by Howard actually backed Leonard up against the ropes. A left hand by Leonard to get off the ropes. Now again, Howard right on top of him, and a combination by Howard. Leonard standing flat-footed about a foot from the rope. Winding down near the end of the 8th round. Another good body shot. You can see Kevin Howard wince.
I don't think I've ever seen or can remember Leonard with such a devastating body attack.
was a great combination by Leonard. All of those punches scoring, and still Kevin Howard stays in there at the bell.
Okay. And that was a result of that body attack. He finally brought down his guard.
Where's the spitball? Nothing? No. Yeah, but you come up here, people start wondering. I don't want that. Hell.
There's Leonard going to work with a fierce combination, those quick hands that have marked Ray Leonard since the '76 Olympics.
Right? Yeah. Good, okay. Let's go to work. Come on. Where's your speed? Show me your speed.
About every round that Howard goes now is worth about $10,000 as an opponent in the future for the likes of Donald Curry and McCrory.
He has already guaranteed himself that, I think. Good night for Kevin Howard. He comes to the attack now. Still a reddening on the cheek, underneath the right eye of Sugar Ray Leonard. It, again, is causing him no problem.
We're all here to see Ray Leonard, but I have to say I just love what Kevin Howard is doing here tonight. A lot of people get opportunities in life, and few of them take advantage of them, and he's given everything he's got.
Well, we touched on it earlier that he's a guy who never really particularly liked his time in the gym. He put his time in this time, and it really is bearing fruit. And Howard is still right there in Sugar Ray Leonard's face.
Looks like a miniature Joe Frazier in his facial aspects and what he's trying to do.
I think it's obvious, if nothing else, Kevin Howard has earned the respect of Sugar Ray Leonard. Every time it looked like Leonard was confident he was going to take his man away. One time he wound up on the seat of his pants, and the other time Leonard just, or rather, Howard didn't take a step back.
Imagine Ray Leonard is wondering what is holding Howard up.
Howard has never been knocked out. He has been down a couple of times.
Regardless of the outcome, when Kevin Howard goes home to West Philadelphia, North Philadelphia, and South Philadelphia, he'll be a hero.
And there was the left hand, and Kevin Howard is about done here. Leonard knows it, and he is on top of Howard, trying to hold on to Leonard just to stay up.
Watch it go. Watch it go. There's 1 minute to go in the round.
There was a left hand and a sharp right. Howard held on just enough to stay up. Howard's in a whole lot of trouble here. Leonard stays on his man. Steps away from him when he gets on the ropes. And Howard's looking for a place to fall.
That's it.
And the fight is over. And Sugar Ray Leonard has won it. Kevin Howard wanted to go the distance. 2:27.
Before I go into the ring, I want to say I think the referee stopped the fight prematurely. Kevin Howard is an experienced fighter. He was maintaining his upright position. He was surely hurt, but as a professional fighter, he deserved to get his chance to last out that round.
And the crowd agrees with Larry Merchant, so do I. Randy Gordon sitting at the table with us, the editor of Ring Magazine, also concurs, and we have about a unanimous decision on that anyway. There were 33 seconds remaining, and Kevin Howard was showing an ability to at least hang in there. He is a seasoned professional. Fought his heart out. So did this man, Sugar Ray Leonard.
Larry, 228. 228.
Time has been corrected by a second to 2:28 of the 9th round. And it was a dead game, Kevin Howard, who came to fight tonight. Sugar Ray Leonard said he wanted a test. He wanted a guy who was going to make him work. And I'm not really sure he wanted a guy who was going to make him work quite as much as this man. Let's take a look at just how the end wound down. There was no question but that Kevin Howard was hurt, and he was hurt with a stinging punch. There it is, a left hand, and Kevin Howard was about to go down at that point. Now he holds on, and Sugar Ray Leonard was just looking to push him off and let him fall down, but Howard grasped him around the waist. And Leonard, in fact, I thought I saw Leonard wince in pain for a minute. He might have even hurt his knee. You can see right there. Finally, Sugar Ray Leonard pushed him away, and that at least allowed Kevin Howard a moment. Now let's take a look at the end. Once more, Kevin Howard in trouble and staggering, but knowing that he's got the ropes behind him, trying to get to the ropes. Now he tries to hold on again, and the referee, Flaherty, tries to step in, still having trouble separating him, says that's it, and the fight is over. There were 32 seconds remaining. Let's take another look at the end. Kevin Howard at least had the presence of mind to try to grasp on to Sugar Ray Leonard and at least stay in an upright position. You can see the referee looking in. Incidentally, Flaherty has refereed fights of this caliber. He has, in fact, refereed a Sugar Ray Leonard fight before, and I would have to agree that it was a bit premature. 32 seconds remaining in the round. Perhaps you might have a different opinion if it were a little bit earlier in the round. Let's get to the ring announcer now, Arnold Dean, for the official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time at 2 minutes and 28 seconds of the 9th round. 2 minutes, 28 seconds of the 9th round. The winner by a technical knockout, Sugar Ray Leonard.
And you can see a very angry Kevin Howard, and I think with good reason. Kevin Howard lost this fight. He didn't lose it on heart, I'll tell you that. He was there, and he was in Sugar Ray Leonard's face this entire fight. Right now, let's go to Larry Merchant, who was in the ring with Sugar Ray Leonard.
Ray, you won it, but I imagine it was more of a fight than you expected.
It was, Larry. In fact, I was so surprised to be knocked down for the very first time in my professional career. The crowd is somewhat upset, I guess because it was such a gallant showing by Kevin Howard. I guess it's evident that the ring rust of 2 years did show was evident, but I still feel good that I was able to come on strong in the later rounds.
Do you feel that the referee perhaps anticipated a knockdown and that he could have waited, given the fact that Howard had fought so courageously and well, and that he was still upright?
Well, I guess it's in the judgment of the referee himself to maintain safety. Quite naturally, Kevin Howard has always been, well, put in trouble in the early rounds and has come back very strong. I was very impressed with the fact that he was hurt and he held on. He did the right thing.
Were you embarrassed or humiliated to find yourself on the seat of your pants?
Not embarrassed. More so surprised, Larry. I've never been knocked down in my professional career, and I guess what a way to do it in my very first comeback.
Well, did you think at that point that you had a chance to blow this?
Yes. Well, when I went down, it was more of a surprise knockdown. I wasn't hurt, but it was a flash knockdown. In fact, I don't know, I bruised my left side, my hip. I'm going to have it examined because that eliminated my
Let's
mobility.
take a look here and then watch this action and describe it, Ray. You're back to your real role as a commentator.
Well, here I am. I'm pretty much moving. I'm throwing a jab. And what I did, I threw a lazy left jab, and he countered. It looks very unusual for me to be on my backside. I like to see a little bit more there.
It seemed, let's take another look at it from another angle and give us it once more. It seemed that you were at that point that you felt you had it measured and you were ready to move in for a kill.
Well, I was in control. Now, you see, I'm doing pretty much what I want to do. I'm boxing. I'm throwing my left jab and watch it come out, and it just relax. And you'll see how it counter, come over, bam. Solid left or solid right hand. Look at my face.
It looked at the end of that round that you sort of tipped your hat to him and said, okay, you got me.
Oh, I tipped my hat indeed because it was a very good shot. I've never been hit like that before, especially knocked down.
How would you assess on a scale of 1 to 10 this comeback?
Well, as far as my determination, I'll put it in 10. But as far as my actual ability, it's a low figure. I'm pleased with the fact I won the fight, Larry, but I'm not totally pleased with my actual performance.
What displeased you? How would you describe ring rust? Well, the fact I could not master like I wanted to. In fact, I was somewhat reluctant. It was really a strange feeling in there, and I'll be the first one to say that I was somewhat reluctant to punch and get hit. I guess you stated earlier that that will be evident in the fight. But as the rounds progressed, Larry, I felt better and better in control. One last question. How will this fight affect your decision on whom you will fight in your next fight? A Hagler, a Pryor? Just what will this mean? Do you need another fight before you can go against someone like that? Well, I don't know for sure. I'm going to go home and sit back and watch this fight over in a much more relaxed atmosphere. Thank you so much, Ray. And now back to Barry Tompkins at ringside. Thanks, love.
We're going to bring Howard in. Here's the middleweight champion of the world, the undisputed middleweight champion of the world, and I have to say that if, in fact, they had a popularity if in fact they had a popularity contest here tonight, here's the man who would have won it. Marvelous Marvin Hagler, the undisputed middleweight champion of the world. Let me ask you your reaction to the fight. We were talking a moment ago and you were saying you also did not feel that they should have stopped the fight when they did.
I didn't feel as though they should have, behind the fact that sometimes a fighter can get hurt with one hard blow and get hit again with another hard blow and bring him right back into his senses again. I felt as though the guy was doing the best thing that he did was try to hold and grab on, and the referee still gave him a little bit of consider letting him do this and see if he can pull out of himself. Generally, there was a time barrier in here because he still had time.
Generally speaking, your opinion of how you felt Sugar Ray Leonard looked in his comeback?
Well, he did have a little rust in there, but I think he came in a little bit too overconfident with this Kevin Howard. As you know, Kevin Howard don't have the best record in the world, and plus by Ray putting him on ice for about a year and a half without him fighting anybody, Ray knew what he had in front of him. But again, that's what caused that knockdown, because Ray got a little bit too careless in there, and them things happen. It only takes one good punch like that to put your lights out.
We were speculating earlier that while we had a shot of you, that you were thinking it would have been better for Marvelous Marvin Hagler had Sugar Ray Leonard have won very impressively, perhaps an early knockout.
Well, I think it's a bad mistake on Kevin Howard's part, because he had Ray in trouble and he should have tested him to see how far in serious hurt that he was. But I felt as though that Kevin still did a great job and still deserves a big hand because, hey, Ray has got the popularity and everything else, and he's a great showmanship for the game of boxing.
All right, Marvin, if you would stay with us, we're going to go back to the ring right now. Larry Merchant is with Kevin Howard. Larry?
He was hurt more than me. Kevin, what happened? Why did they stop the fight?
They stopped it because I was ahead on the card, and they knew the only way to get it was to take that 9th round. My corner told me to take the 2 rounds that was left, and I was taking it. And he knew the only way he was going to get it was by what they did. Knock me down and didn't think I was hurt. He wasn't hurting me. I hurted him.
You did hurt him, but you did appear hurt at the end, didn't you?
He hit me with a good shot, and that was it. I knew how to protect myself. That's why I was grabbing him. And when I grabbed him and broke a loose, he threw a flurry and they going to cut him in. I knew I beat him. I know I was ahead on the card.
You didn't appear to be awed by him at all.
No, I wasn't. Nothing that man got could intimidate me. He tried to hit me with everything. I got under and I counterpunched. That's why I knocked him down in the 4th round.
Kevin, where do you go from here?
Well, I don't know right now. I don't know.
Do you feel that you gave your best effort, that you took advantage of a great opportunity?
I was winning the fight. I know the referees had me ahead. I know it. Only way they was going to get is by what they just did. One more round, and he would have lost by decision. And I know it.
Thank you, Kevin. Back to Barry Tompkins again.
Okay, thank you very much, Larry Merchant. I don't think there's any question as to the fact that Kevin Howard thought he was going to win the fight. We were trying, incidentally, to get the judges' cards up to this point, and if we do, before we get off the air, we will certainly let you know just how all of that came out and just what the judges were thinking. Coming over to join us right now, another guy who would like to get a little piece of Sugar Ray Leonard. He is Aaron Pryor. And Aaron, let me ask you what your impressions were tonight. It was obviously a little bit of a rusty Sugar Ray Leonard that we saw.
Yes, it was. Leonard had the same momentum, the same style, the same charisma that he's always had in the past, but he didn't have the punching power. He didn't have the legs, and he looked like he could get it. You know, it was just one of those fights where he'd been on for a long while that maybe he shouldn't have took.
People were saying before this fight that Sugar Ray Leonard was perhaps looking a little bit more heavy-handed now than he was before. What was your impression? Did you see his punches being any harder than they were?
No, I didn't. I didn't see that. I didn't see what Leonard had left in boxing before he exited because of his injuries. I saw Leonard having the same charisma, the same motivation, but tonight when he got hit and hurt, I saw something in his face that I never seen before. And I pray and hope that, you know, if I get a chance to fight him, that the referee could come in like he did with Kevin tonight. He did catch Kevin with a few punches. A lot of people felt that he could have waited a few more punches before he stopped the fight. But again, Leonard was hurt in the same position tonight. The referee could have made the same decision. So it's one of those fights that was controversial. But Leonard, I think, was leading the fight, and it was a good fight for him.
There has been a lot of talk that Sugar Ray Leonard will bypass everybody else, go directly to Marvelous Marvin Hagler. Where does that put Aaron Pryor?
Well, my manager is standing beside me, and I tell you, I've been negotiating with Leonard almost every other day, him and his attorney, Mike Trainer. They want to fight us in September. I believe that the same thing is being used in the fight with me that's been broadcast a lot about Mancini. But Leonard is the one that's been negotiating more than even Mancini at this time.
He was 149 tonight, said he felt very comfortable at 149. There was some talk he was going to come in around 152. Does that weight difference between you and he bother you at all?
No, I mean, you know, I'm the light welterweight champion of the world, and weighing 140 is the limit, and I'm always about 148, 49 to work down to 140. And naturally, I feel good at that weight. But and Leonard probably is always 54, working down to 147.
So a welterweight fight would be a natural weight.
It really would be. And I got to say, you know, Leonard, he really tried hard to give the people what they wanted, and he just didn't have it like he's had it in the past. But I feel that if I get the chance to fight him, that he will try harder to get it together the next one.
Let's take a look at the end of the fight. Watch it with us, Aaron Pryor, if you would. How did you see this? Did you think it was a little immature or a little quicker than it should have been?
Normally, when Leonard hit him with that first left hook, normally Leonard, when they came back with the same left hook, he would have had another punch from another angle. But Leonard, I know, I was his sparring partner for 5 years. Right now, I don't think that the referee at this time should have stopped the fight. He could have gave the guy a considerable 8 count. He could, because the guy was holding on, he could have warned the guy for holding. He could have done anything but stop the fight.
Since I think you beat Alexis Arguello on 2 occasions, that is when all the talk started about Aaron Pryor and Sugar Ray Leonard. But you and Sugar Ray Leonard go back a long time before Alexis Arguello.
Yes, we do, and that's why it would be a magnificent fight if we fought. But I would have fought Leonard before he was off 2 years because, the fight didn't come off, but I would have really liked to have fought him then.
All right, Aaron Pryor, I'd love to see you and Sugar Ray Leonard in the ring. I'm sure he would too. I know you would very much. It'd be a great go.
All right, and listen, thank you so much. And it's Hawk time again, as I've always said, Hawk time. But
it is, in fact.
Thank you.
Somehow they don't believe me when I do that. You ever notice that?
Well, they didn't believe me till after the fight.
You made it work. Let's go up to the ring once more. Final comments from Larry Merchant.
I have a few thoughts about this. The first is we try to get the referee to explain his decision at the end of the fight, but he had gone. The other thoughts are there's a certain kind of justice in what we just saw. This isn't that easy a game. People forget that, well, we showed you that Sugar Ray Robinson stopped Joe Rindoni in the 6th round of his first fight of a comeback. He actually lost the second fight to Tiger Jones. It was several fights after that he got an opportunity to win the middleweight championship again. I think this is a very good fight for Sugar Ray Leonard.